We don't just dream of a better tomorrow, of a smarter way to do business or live, of perseverance and progress. We inspire it in others. We challenge the conventional, reimagine what it means to be better, and then dare ourselves to make it great. This is Iowa, and here, we don't just dream, we make history. This is Iowa.
And here's to everyone who believes in competition and good sportsmanship, who knows it's not about the trophies or the medals, but rather the lessons learned. For those who understand, it's not whether you win or lose, just that you give your best. So go ahead, lace them up, take the field, have fun, and play. For the experience, for the memories, for the love of the game. Shields.
Look for the seal? It's about trust. Whether I'm buying a car, hiring a contractor, finding a tax preparer, or an honest mechanic, the Better Business Bureau seal means this business meets high standards. When I see the seal, I know I'll get what I pay for. No more taking chances and no more worries. And I feel good about supporting local businesses. My life is so much easier knowing I can always trust BBB accredited businesses. It pays to look for the seal. See for yourself at bbb.org/Iowa. Why do I look for the seal? It's about trust. Whether I'm buying a car, hiring a contractor.
Referral and word of mouth. That's the main ways we receive our customers now, and after being here 10 years, that has just exploded for us. And that's a big area of our business because people like the way they were treated. The customer experience we can provide is second to none, and we're committed to it. And I'm here to make sure that gets done.
Schottenkirk Chevy on the west end of Hickman, Waukee, WaukeeChevy.com.
Welcome back to Fort Dodge and the Iowa High School Girls Athletic Union Mid-American Energy Network. Darn Danielson with you, Andrew Banstra here. As we get ready for our final game of the day, Key High against Westwood in Class 1A. And we're getting ready to announce the starting lineups. Key High will be the home team. They're the defending state champion. And they will face Westwood, the Key Hawks, against the Rebels for Westwood. Katie Crawford for Holly Holtz, Shelby Skinner, Lupita Munoz, Bradley Pike, Ariana DeRoyne, Elisa Davis, Elisa Shreve. Assistant coaches for Westwood, Carly Sentjens. And those are the reserves for Westwood. The starting lineup for the Rebels from Westwood. For leading off, Callie Tobin. Kelsey Schilling batting second, playing center field. Batting third, pitcher Caitlin Mardian is the pitcher. Andy Martin batting fourth, first base. Brooklyn Toff is the shortstop. Brenna Pike batting sixth, playing catcher. Alyssa Mendenhall batting seventh, playing second. Sam Burkhart is the designated player. Kaylee Stanfield is the right fielder. McKenna Harding is the flex player. Yeah, it's been a long day, but I'll get it out here. For Michaela Peters, Laura Couch, Dybert, Meredith Gruber, Kenzie Hawes, Heather Mooney, Ella Strong, Ashlyn Seitz, Jenna Ruthwich, Alexis Johnson, Madeline Gruber. For starting lineup now, Kendra Cooper leading off, playing third base. Nikki Wood playing center field, batting second. Michaela Walliser playing shortstop, batting third. Courtney Cooper batting fourth, pitching. Chloe Severson batting fifth, playing first base. Katie Brennan, batting 6th, catching. Annie Dybert, playing left field, batting 7th. Casey Welsh, batting 8th, the designated player. Sydney Strong, batting 9th and playing right field. Claudia Mathis is the flex player. It'd help, Andrew, if they put the first names on their lineup cards. So the coaches here. But anyway, let's see. Okay, it's Brenna Pike, the catcher. Hard to read their handwriting sometimes, too. But I'm not complaining here. Okay, Brenna Pike, we're about ready to go. And defending champion Key High taking on Westwood here. Let's talk a little bit about these two teams, Andrew.
Well, we should. I think what really stands out to me is the leadoff hitters on each team. It's really impressive because a leadoff hitter typically is not going to have that many run driving in opportunities. But both leadoff hitters, not to mention they're both hitting over 430 for Key High. Kendra Cooper is hitting 521, and she has 42 RBIs and 13 home runs. That sounds like a 4-hole to me. She's leading off the game for the Keyhawks. And on the other side of the coin for Westwood, Katie Tobin, their leadoff hitters, batting 434. She's got 4 home runs, and she's driven in 40 runs. So really impressive leadoff hitters for each team. And going down the line, especially for Westwood, you see a lot of really high averages. Something that I did notice, McKenna Harding, their last batter in the order, is coming in with 11 at-bats on the year. She's hitting 455, but not a big sample size.
All righty, and the winner will play the winner of the Clarksville-Sigourney game, which was scheduled to start at 7:30, but I think they're running behind over there, aren't they, on that diamond?
I believe so.
By 2 games, yeah. We run things efficiently on this diamond.
Yeah,
but,
we do.
They're still in the 3A, Jimmy says. So Albie is leading in that 3A matchup. So it's going to be a little bit before Clarksville. It might be to their advantage. They could sit and watch a little bit of this in Sigourney. And we'll see. I don't know if they want to watch it or not.
I think the most impressive stat that I've seen all day is something I just saw. Courtney Cooper and Kendra Cooper, once again, 2 sisters. We've seen that, a big theme today for the Key High Keyhawks. They have allowed, they're the only 2 people that have pitched all year. They've allowed 12 earned runs all year. The team has only allowed 12 earned runs in 37 games. That's absolutely incredible.
Well, we are getting ready to get the first pitch going here. And here we go. Callie Tobin, the third baseman, will lead it off and takes a ball from Courtney Cooper, the Key High pitcher. And this one fouled off. Kind of interesting. The players have the option of wearing those face masks, and looks like the entire infield for Key High is going to wear them here.
That is interesting.
And that's the first team we've seen. We've seen it, usually second, third baseman, pitcher a lot of times, but entire infield here is wearing it as a safety measure. 1-1. Albia leading Mount Vernon 4-1 in the bottom of the 4th over on the other diamond, and they got to get that game done before they can get to the final 1A semifinal here. And here's the 2-1. Strike on the outside corner. 2-2. Courtney Cooper. To Callie Tobin, the leadoff batter for Westwood, the Rebels. And takes a ball, so we got a full count to start it out here. They're 30-10. Westwood is coming in. 3rd straight trip to state. Advance now to the semifinal here. And a strike call. Caught her looking. I think she thought that pitch was low, but it rings her up for the out number 1. That'll bring up the center fielder, Kelsey Schilling, for Westwood. there's a ball inside. And I'm going to blame you if my cholesterol skyrockets because you got me on those cheese balls. And, man, those things are good.
They're very good.
Wow. 1-1. And here's the pitch. Oh, hits her. She was going to square to bunt and caught her on the left side there. So hit by pitch, and we have the first base runner.
And that's only the second hit batsman that Courtney Cooper has allowed all year.
So pretty good control then out of her.
Yep.
Caitlin Mardigan, the pitcher.
13 walks in 94 innings. So
steps in with the runner on first. So and something you expect out of a defending champion and having a good pitcher with control.
Yep.
And
another interesting stat on their road to state, the Keyhawks allowed 3 base hits.
Swing and a miss on the high pitch. Throw down, and she slides in underneath it. But that was close.
And compared to those 3 hits they allowed on the Rebels road to state, they averaged 12 runs a game. So it's Forte against Forte.
There's a pitch outside, and she's going to get in there and get the stolen base for Kelsey Schilling. Makes it 1-2, the count. With 1 out and a runner now in scoring position. So Westwood trying to take advantage of the early base runner here off the. And gets through the first baseman's glove, or she'll round and score. And on the board early on the error. Caitlin Mardian reaches first on the error, and have a pinch runner for her, which would be Shelby Skinner. And that scores Kelsey Schilling. So the hit by pitch, and she goes around to score here.
And we saw this last game, yet to get a hit, but they have some runs to show for it.
And that'll bring up Andy Martin.
Martin batting .448 on the year. She has 49 RBIs.
Plays first base for the Rebels. Chops one foul left side as they take the early lead here.
Correction on the base runner at first base for Westwood.
Shelby Skinner running over at first.
Shelby Skinner.
There's a throw down to first, and that catcher not afraid to throw back behind the runner.
Keeping him honest. She trusts her arm.
1-1 count here against Andy Martin. Swing and a miss.
Thought about snap throwing one more time there.
Well,
and they are getting a pretty big leads over there. So, I mean, it's not a bad idea, especially for a catcher with a good arm.
Force them to dive back a couple times here. Here's the 1-2. And down swinging for out number 2. Second strikeout. So that'll bring up Brooklyn Toth, the shortstop for Westwood. She takes a strike on the inside.
Courtney Cooper averaged 7 strikeouts a game this year, and she's well on her way to doing that.
Well, the hit batter hurt her there. That in the error, and that one's strike 2. So she's going right back to work here after some issues there with the 2-3 hitters. And ahead in the count here, 0-2. That's outside. 1-2. Go ahead.
That's Katie Brennan behind the plate. I really like how she's keeping those runners honest. You'd like to see an active catcher.
Swing, and it's off. The catcher must have got a piece of that, so foul ball. And she'll stay alive. Yeah, we'll see how a lot of extra bouncing up and faking to first.
Yep.
But we'll see how that plays an impact late innings. Down to second, and she's in for another stolen base. So 2-2 count. Runner at second with 2 outs. Here, Brooklyn Toth, the shortstop, facing Courtney Cooper. Hit right to the first baseman. She'll step on the bag for the unassisted putout to end the inning. So 1 run on no hits, 1 error, and 1 left on. So Westwood scores first, 1-0 here as we head to the bottom of the first inning, coming up after this on CISN.TV.
We don't just dream of a better tomorrow, of a smarter way to do business or live, of perseverance and progress. We inspire it in others. We challenge the conventional, reimagine what it means to be better, and then dare ourselves to make it great. This is Iowa, and here, we don't just dream, we make history.
Well, we'll go to the bottom of the first inning here on CISN.TV. The 1A semifinal, the defending champs find themselves at an early hole after a hit batter and then an error. And Westwood scores a run in the top of the first. And Key will come to the plate with Kendra Cooper. Their third baseman, Nikki Wood, the center fielder, and Michaela Walleser, the shortstop. And as they try to get back on top here. And you see some of those innings there sometimes that's opening, even if you're the defending state champ, Andrew, and they're able to shut it off with just 1 run there, and we'll see how they respond now at the plate.
Yeah, I'd have to think that they respond pretty well. Just looking at their numbers offensively, they're very impressive. Thought the same thing about I-35 last game, so you never know. I mean, it's a state tournament. Anything can happen.
Pitch is low for ball 1. Caitlin Mardigan on the plate. Brenna Pike behind the dish there for Westwood. Slapped out toward the shortstop, and a nice one-handed catch by Brooklyn Toth for out number 1.
Next up, number 20, Nikki Wood.
Brings up Nikki Wood, the center fielder. So it's Mardigan, Pike behind the plate, Andy Martin at first, Alyssa Mendenhall at second, Brooklyn Toth at short, Caitlin Tobin at third as the pitch comes in for a strike. Outfield left to right for Westwood, McKenna Harding, Kelsey Schilling, Kaylee Stanfield. In the outfield for Westwood. Swing, a big cut and a miss. As Nikki Wood goes down 0-2 here in the count.
Wood, the center fielder, a .444 hitter on the year.
And here's the 0-2. I'm going to leave that out high, and she's Wood not even thinking about that one. Wasn't going to go for the bait on that high outside pitch at 0-2. Oh, net hitter. Nope, skidded through there, close to hitting her, I think, but gets through, and it's 2-2. Two, 1 out. Mardigan with the pitch. Swing and a miss. She dropped it. They'll throw down. So the strikeout and then the put out. We're out number 2 for Key High of Lansing.
Number 16,
Michaela Walliser, the shortstop. Steps in, the number 3 batter. Takes one low and inside for ball 1.
Walliser, a .367 hitter on the year.
Fouls that one off.
12 doubles on the year. That's good for second on the team. That's probably why she's in that 3 hole.
Somebody who can make contact, get on base. And that one comes inside, close to hitting her. Caitlin Mardigan trying to zero in here.
And we've seen a lot of runs scored off of errors and hits batsmen and walks today, so it's the last thing you want to do.
That one's outside, so 3-1. She's fallen behind in the count here. As Walliser's worked it to 3-1 in her favor. We'll see if she hits away here. She is swinging hard. Big cut at it and goes to a full count. So he gave her the go sign there, the number 3 batter.
Yeah, great job by the pitcher, Martian, on that one. You're down in the count 3-1. That's very bold to go with your off speed there and trust it enough, and she did. Left it up high, and batter Walliser just swung right over it.
Mardian gets the strikeout on the 3-2 pitch and retires the side in order for Key High in the bottom of the first. 1-0 Westwood. They'll come to bat at the top of the second here, coming up after this on CISN.TV.
Here's to everyone who believes in competition and good sportsmanship, who knows it's not about the trophies or the medals, but rather the lessons learned. For those who understand, it's not whether you win or lose, just that you give your best. So go ahead, lace them up, take the field, have fun, and play. For the experience, for the memories, for the love of the game. Shields.
We'll go to the top of the second inning for Westwood. It'll be the number 6 batter, the catcher, Brenna Pike, to lead it off. They lead 1-0 here. Scoring in the first inning without a hit. Well, they had a hit batter and then an error, and that brought the run across, but they haven't had a hit yet here against Courtney Cooper of Key High. And that one's low for ball 1. Darn Danielson and Andrew Banstra with you here on the Iowa Girls High School Athletic Union Mid-American Energy Network. And a swing and a miss.
And what a beautiful pitch that was. That was absolutely, I mean, extremely off speed. Had her just guessing, flailing at that one.
Way out ahead of that one. And fouled down the line. And one of those, if you aren't a high school player who sees that kind of pitching all the time, but she is, and you know, so otherwise you might be embarrassed by it. But you're going to know in this state tournament and a pitcher of this caliber, you're going to see some of those where you're just going to be fooled.
Oh, yeah.
Here's the 1-2. That one outside. 2-2. Key High will play the winner of the Sigourney-Clarksville game, which is going to get started late because they're still working on 3A over there on the other diamond. This is driven far left and is going to go foul into the corner. If that had stayed straight, it might have been over the fence there, but curls over into the corner. Brenna Pike, the catcher, showing a little bit of pop in the bat there. 2-2. Swing and a miss, struck her out. Round number 1. Brings up the second baseman, Alyssa Mendenhall. And takes a strike. What's Mendenhall doing on the season?
Mendenhall is a .327 hitter on the year. And we will have you more stats here shortly.
Takes a ball. 1-on-1.
14 RBIs on the year, 19 walks, 22 stolen bases. That leads this Westwood Rebel squad.
That one just high. 2-1 from Courtney Cooper. And that one stays outside for 3-1. Hitters count here. See if Mendenhall gets the green light at 3-1. Or with her speed, maybe look for that walk, get on base, as you said. That one comes back in a strike, so we got a full count now.
And I mentioned it, 19 walks on the year. That leads the team far and away. She has a very good eye, presumably by the numbers.
Well, here's the payoff pitch here. Oh, and that one, not such a good eye. That was coming inside, and she got her inside, and she swung on that, and then second strikeout here for out number 2. So the designated player, Sam Burkhart, comes to the plate.
And 4 of the first 5 outs from Cooper have been strikeouts.
Swing and a miss there.
Got a little stuck on the backside on that one. Didn't quite transfer the weight.
Yeah, but for that hit batter and the error,
it's been a perfect game.
Yeah. And that one's outside. First strike on the outside edge, and she goes up 0-2 here. A strike away from retiring the side in order here in the top of the second. This one ripped foul. Over the key fans there to the left. See them in their purple. And more of the blue for Westwood off to the right. Swing and a miss. Fuller on that one. Wow. So they go down in order. 3 strikeouts in the inning. At the end of 1.5, 1-0 Westwood. Keyhigh coming to bat the top or bottom of the second with a chance. They're looking to tie it up here on CISN.TV.
Work, play, and everything in between. Stay cool with Carhartt from G&L Clothing. High-performance jackets, tees, and shorts. Whatever you do, you'll be more comfortable in Carhartt. Find it all at the Carhartt store inside G&L Clothing.
G&L Clothing. Your size, your style, we got it all.
Back here at Fort Dodge, Keyhigh, defending state champ, down 1-0. They'll come to bat. Their number 4, 5, and 6 batters coming to the plate after going down in order the first time through.
An early interesting stat. There's been 9 outs recorded in the game. 7 of them have been strikeouts.
Mm-hmm. 1 strikeout here for Caitlin Mardian for Westwood. And the other 8 to Courtney Cooper, who struck out the side the last time. And she's up at the plate now. Pitcher on pitcher. Takes a big cut there.
And Cooper, a .472 hitter on the year, leads the team in RBIs with 51 of them. And is second on the team in RBIs with 10, just trailing her sister Kendra.
And takes that 0-1 inside, way inside. Even the count. Had 1 apiece. Sun kind of going down. Fouled off just a little behind it to the right side.
And that was a really good cut. Just, you said it, just jammed her a little bit and just fouled it straight back.
Good pitch by Mardian against her counterpart. Cooper looks in, waiting for the 1-2 delivery. And rips it over the first baseman's outstretched glove into right field. She's going to turn, but they'll get to it, and he'll hold her to a single. So the first hit of the game for Key. Courtney Cooper, and again, the pitcher helping herself out here, Andrew.
Yeah, and it was really interesting on that one. The right fielder, Sydney Strong, I believe, right? No, excuse me.
Yeah. Kaylee Stanfield.
She was all the way, almost to the left of to the left of right center field. She was way shifted off of that right field line. So it must be a rarity for Courtney Cooper to go opposite field, but that's what great hitters do.
Yeah, great piece of hitting. She kind of brought that bat over and was able to drive it that way. That brings up Chloe Siverson, the first baseman.
She almost led with the knob and just let it.
Yeah, just let it take it with the heat of the pitch and push it right in there.
Yeah, it was a beautiful swing.
And there's a foul ball strike, and just right over the outstretched glove over there of Andy Martin, the first baseman. She was close to snagging that one, but as Severson drops to 0-1.
Severson, a 410 hitter with 44 RBIs on the
Squares
year.
to bunt, puts it right down to the pitcher, and she'll get the sacrifice. Does the job. Moves Cooper down the tying run. For Key. So one down in the tying run now at second with number 6 batter, the catcher, Katie Brennan, coming to the plate.
And Katie Brennan also well above 400. Batting .417 on the year. In the first 6 batters, there was only one under 400, and that's the 3-hole Walliser, still hitting .367. So nothing to bat an eye at.
Inside pitch, ball. Now we'll see how Mardian reacts under pressure here with their first base runner and runner in scoring position with 1 out. How will she react? There's outside, goes 2-0. To Brennan, the catcher. Key high at 36-2. Coming off the state title last year, back looking to get back to the title game. There's a swing and a miss. 2-1. As the lights are on here at Fort Dodge. Harlan Rogers Sports Complex, and a swing and a miss for strike 2. 2-2. Drives it toward right, and that's going to curve foul. Out of play, just down the right field line.
This Keyhawk team, as a team, hits .385. That is just phenomenal. That's very, very impressive.
The coach over there saying, hey, level that swing out, straighten it out, get it down that right field line. There's low room down the right field line. That one in low. As Kaylee Stanfield playing off the line a little bit right. First and third, even with the bag. And shortstop and second baseman playing back almost to the grass. That one's outside and walked her.
You know, it's interesting you mentioned that. It's some coaches will stand over there in the batter's box and try to correct swings mid-game, and some coaches will just say, you know, just do what you do. You tweak in practice and you just hit in games. Yeah. So it's interesting.
It's all a matter, too. Some of it is just all a matter of talking and just reassuring, too. Some of the hitters, you know, will straighten it out. And here's the left fielder, Annie Dybert. And she takes a ball. And they look down at second, but runners at first and second. 1 out here. Dybert squares right away, then pulls it back. Now slaps it to the second baseman. She'll go to first for the double play. So a big defensive play there. Fly to second baseman, then the 4-3 for out number 3, and they get the double play, turn the double play, and that gets them out of the inning. No runs on 1 hit. And 1 left on at the end of 2 complete. 1-0 Westwood. Back with the top of the 3rd inning after this.
Finding a tax preparer or an honest mechanic. The Better Business Bureau seal means this business meets high standards. When I see the seal, I know I'll get what I pay for. No more taking chances and no more worries. And I feel good about supporting local businesses. My life is so much easier knowing I can always trust BBB accredited businesses. It pays to look for the seal. See for yourself at bbb.org/Iowa.
Well, we'll go to the bottom of the order in the top of the third inning for Westwood. It'll be Callie Stanfield, the right fielder, and then the top of the order, Andrew.
Stanfield, a .322 hitter on the year. So pretty solid, especially for an 8-hole.
Courtney Cooper delivers the first one for a strike. So big defensive play there, helps out Westwood. As that liner, if it gets through, you probably got a tie ball game, but caught by the second baseman and gets the runner at first off and doubles him up. So turned what could have been a dangerous play into a double play. This one is high, ball 2, 2-1. Cooper, Severson, Mathis, Bolliser, and Cooper. As you look around the infield, there's ball 3. I should say Cooper, pitcher Brennan, Severson, Mathis, Walliser, and Cooper. The outfield is Dybert, Wood, and Strong for Key. As that one comes in for a strike to make it a full count here against Kaylee Stanfield, the right fielder, number 9 batter. Slap foul over on the left side. And they'll put it right back in play, unlike the Major League Baseball or any kind of nick or scuff in the dirt, and they bring a brand new baseball in.
I know.
It's like, oh, there's a walk. It's almost overly obsessive sometimes, doesn't it seem like there? Because even the ball touches the ground, it's like they pick it up and throw it out. And,
I
read
a stat one time. They used 12 dozen balls per game. That was at the Iowa Cubs that they said that, and it was some crazy percentage of a cow. Or it's really kind of ridiculous, but, it's Major League Baseball.
Kaylee Tobin, she struck out looking the first time up. Throw down to first. Got her! Picked her off at first.
And she has been picking down there all game. Nothing like giving your team some momentum as you see every single key player just going nuts out there. And they just love it. That gives them some momentum. Really good play behind the plate.
Erase the base runner and the pickoff there. And that's a ball 1-1. So she's been throwing over there a lot. She's given up 2 stolen bases, but this time the pickoff and a swing at the high pitch. And that just gives your pitcher a little more adrenaline, too, when you get that good defensive play over there, doesn't it?
It sure does. She absolutely loved it.
Tobin takes it outside, 2-2. Courtney Cooper to the plate. Down the line, that's going to go foul. Just a back and forth battle. Westwood started out able to play to run. Now Keyhigh has battled right back, and I don't know if you can say momentum's shifted one way or the other at this point, can you?
No, I don't quite think so, but I mean, Keyhigh got a lot of momentum from that snap throw.
Yeah. Count goes full here, so you don't want to walk somebody again off big defensive play. She walked Stanfield, they picked her off. Now goes to full count here against Tobin. She chops it to third. Good play up on the throw for out number 2 by Kendra Cooper, the third baseman. 2 away. And brings up Kelsey Schilling, the center fielder. She was hit by the pitch, stole a base, and then scored on the error for the only run of this ball game so far. That back in the first inning. And there's a ball.
And Schilling is a .373 hitter on the year. Comes in with 41 hits, 2 of them being doubles.
Takes that one right down Central Street. Boom for 1-1.
She also leads the team with stolen bases with 27.
And added another one here in this game.
To make that 28.
And she may have more because that's regular season.
Yeah, and my guess is she does.
Stats, yeah, she may have stolen a couple in the other game too. But heading toward 30 one way or the other here.
Yep.
1-2 count now against her. And that one's outside. 2-2. 2 outs. Top of the third here. And that one's outside again. So, again, a full count on every batter here in this inning so far. We got a walk and a pickoff and then a ground out. Here's the payoff pitch here. This one's slap foul, out of play, over the dugout over there. So if anything else, they're forcing Cooper to pitch a lot of pitches.
They sure are. And, you know, I don't think it's going to be a trouble for her arm, but just you don't like to be out in the field for longer than you need to. It just kind of ruins your momentum.
This one, looper toward the first baseman. She'll glove it, and it'll end up being the third out. Not quite a 1-2-3 inning, but they go down with no runs on no hits, no errors, and none left on base. At the end of 2.5, it's Westwood 1, Key nothing, with Key coming up in the bottom of the third after this.
Referral and word of mouth. That's the main ways we receive our customers now, and after being here 10 years, that has just exploded for us. And that's a big area of our business because people like the way they were treated. The customer experience we can provide is second to none, and we're committed to it. And I'm here to make sure that gets done.
Schottenkirk Chevy on the west end of Hickman, Waukee, WaukeeChevy.com.
Repeat and referral and word of mouth.
We're at Fort Dodge, Class 1A semifinal, Iowa Girls High School Athletic Union, Mid-American Energy Sports Network, Dar Danielson, Andrew Banstra. We go to the bottom of the third inning. The home team on the scoreboard, Key High, trailing 1-0, and they'll have the 8-9 and then the top of the order coming up here against Westwood. And Caitlin Mardigan has been able to pitch out of some trouble there in that second inning after giving up a hit and then a sacrifice, but then able to shut him off. So she shut him down in the first inning with a couple strikeouts. So Andrew been pitching pretty well there in the early going.
Yeah, she's really thrown a really good game. That one hit in this game, it seems like a lot because it's been the only hit in this whole game, but she really has thrown well.
Here's Casey Welsh's first appearance at the plate. She's a designated player.
She's a .257 hitter on the year.
And takes high and outside. Here's darkness starting to fall in Fort Dodge. The fans are happy that that's happening and it's cooling off a little bit. This one right off the handle goes straight back, and that'll be out of play and 1-1.
And you wonder if Welsh is playing in the place of somebody else who was injured or what the case is, because she only has 35 at-bats on the year.
She stands in. And that came in behind. I thought it hit her on the foot, but I guess not. 2-1. As Marty falls behind in the count on the mound for Westwood. Drive toward the left side. Shortstop calls everybody off, says, I got it, no problem. Out number 1. Michaela Walliser makes the play. Brings up the right fielder, Sydney Strong, the number 9 batter. Her first plate appearance so far.
And Strong with a strong average in the 9-hole, batting .350.
Takes a cut at that one. Misses. That comes in high. Still waiting for that 3A game over there to get done before they get the second 1A game going. That one's a ball. And the winner of that game there will face the winner of this one in the title game coming up. That'll be, it says 2:39.
Kind of some strange starting times.
I don't know if that's TV. That's when they go on the air, probably IPTV.
Yeah, it could be.
Bring you all those games. If you want to see them tomorrow, they'll be streaming them on their website, or you can see them on live on IPTV. Swing and a miss. Mr. Paul Yeager will be involved in some of those. Albia 4-2 over Mount Vernon in the top of the 7th, so that game is getting close to being over. And then they'll get started. And that one's foul off. A little behind. They were supposed to start at 7:30. So it probably won't be time they get it out, drag the diamond. They have, or get the diamond ready again. They'll probably won't be, maybe 8 o'clock or a little before 8 before they get that one going. So this one is slapped straight back, and oh, we're going to call that an error on the key fan there in the stands. She had both hands there ready to get it, but couldn't pull it in.
Good thing those don't count against the team.
Yeah. Full count again. That one's outside. A base on balls issued. That is the first walk given up by Caitlin Mardigan. And only the second base runner. That brings up the top of the order for Key High. Kendra Cooper flying out to shortstop. The third baseman her last time up. That one's inside. Ball one. Just where you're looking for that leadoff batter to get something going. And she takes 2-0.
And once again, Kendra Cooper, somebody to be scared of if you're a pitcher. 521 batting average, 13 home runs, 42 RBIs. Out of the leadoff spot. That's just phenomenal.
And Mardigan seems to be cautious with her. Hasn't put anything in the strike zone yet. 3-0.
Maybe a little too cautious.
Yeah, a little too much. You can't. She represents the go-ahead run right now with one out. Runner at first. Now comes in for the 3-0 strike. See if she can work back the count. She had done. I take that back. There was one other walk, so that was her second walk. This one slapped high, and it's going to go over the fence and bounce in the stands. And the count now full. Mardigan against Cooper here with the payoff. And the umpire said no. It was low. Second straight walk.
Cooper draws a walk. Key now with runners on first and second. The batter,
Runners at first and second brings up Nikki Wood, who struck out her first time up, the center fielder. Base knock could tie this up here. This one driven back, shortstop going back, draws a beat on it, makes the catch, and everybody stays put on the bases. So second out recorded there by Brooklyn Toff, the shortstop, for 2 outs, and that's a big out. That helps you with those runners at first and second now. Brings up Michaela Willeser. She struck out, takes low. Number 3 batter here in the lineup.
And Walliser is batting .367 on the year.
Takes one high.
And this is a key team. They have 1 hit in the game. Last year in the state tournament, they set the state tournament record for a team batting average in the tournament with .375.
Swing and a miss. A big cut there. A big rip. She was looking to drive one into, there's a gap there in right center. Center fielder playing just to the left of the bag. You can see there, and the right fielder. So a hole there. Fouls it off. 2-2. So Mardian's been pitching from behind so far in this inning, but she's managed to battle back each time. And here at 2-2. Step behind the mound a minute. And get ready for the delivery. That one's high, goes to full count again. So third batter, she's taken full in the count. A walk, 2 of them. And here again, full count, the 3-2 pitch. That's high, another walk.
And Mardian came into the game with 47 walks on the year, so it's, not a great number, but it's not horrible either. Not expecting to have this many walks.
Courtney Cooper, another pitcher, she had a sacrifice.
And they could really...
had a single. Got the second on the sacrifice and was stranded there. I'm sorry, what were you going to say?
They could really break it open here, especially with a great hitter like Courtney Cooper, out .472 on the year, 10 home runs, 51 RBIs. I mean, this is a really key at bat for Key.
Ooh, fooled her there on the off speed. 1-1. Made her hesitate. 1-1, 2 outs, bases loaded. Here Key trying to even it up or go ahead. This one, foul ball. And now she's behind in the count, 1-2. Westwood leading 1-0 here. Trying to battle, keep it that way in the third. 1-2 count. Slap foul. She's reaching on that outside pitch, I think, trying to take it into that hole there in right center.
And she went opposite field last time, and they learned from it. Now they are shifted and really hugging that right field line.
One-two pitch. Driven into the hole. There it is. That's going to score 1, 2. The holder up at third. Cooper with the base hit that drives in 2 and gives Key the lead. So runners now at the corners.
And that's what walks will do to you.
Mm-hmm. And great piece of hitting there.
Very.
By Courtney Cooper.
Once again, going with the pitch. It's an outside pitch. That's not an easy pitch for a lot of people to hit. Instead of trying to pull it, and she does seem like a pull hitter due to the shifts they put on her, she goes the other way with it, and really just a beautiful piece of hitting.
Right into the gap. That blows up Chloe Severson, the third baseman. Grounded out to the pitcher her last time up. And catcher drops the ball there, but the runner won't advance. It's a strike. So here's her. Mardian and Westwood need to get that final out and close it off here. They trail now for the first time. And takes a strike. So ahead 0-2. She'll step back to the rubber. Swing and a miss. Struck her out. That'll end the inning. But not before they get 2 runs on 1 hit. No errors, and what do we have? 2 left on base. So at the end of 3 complete, Keys pulled ahead 2-1 over Westwood. We'll be back with the top of the 4th inning coming up after this on CISN.TV.
Is Iowa. And here, we don't just dream of a better tomorrow, of a smarter way to do business or live, of perseverance and progress. We inspire it in others. We challenge the conventional, reimagine what it means to be better, and then dare ourselves to make it great. This is Iowa, and here, we don't just dream, we make history. This.
We go to the top of the 4th inning, and Key High has taken their first lead of the ball game, putting 2 across in the bottom of the 3rd, and Westwood will come back with Caitlin Mardian, their pitcher, the number 3 hitter. Reached an error her first time up. And she'll come back out, and we talked about it, the walks there in that inning. 3 walks ended up hurting Mardian in that one, Andrew.
Yeah, that's exactly right. And we talked about it. Walks, hits batsmen, and errors are really going to come back to hurt people, especially in the state tournament where every run matters.
This one low and inside. Dar Danielson, Andrew Banstra, and Iowa Girls High School Athletic Union Mid-American Energy Network. 1-1 count. Pitcher against pitcher here. Rips that one right by the diving shortstop. And she's on with a base knock. Just ripped that one. And Michaela Walliser stretched as far as she could, but just beyond her reach between short and the third base.
And that is the first base hit of the game for Westwood. That's only the 4th hit allowed for the Key High Keyhawks in this whole postseason.
Now running at first base for Westwood, number 16, Shelby Skinner.
Shelby Skidder running over at first base for Caitlin Mardian. And there's a ball to Andy Martin, the first baseman.
Hitting .448 on the year, 49 RBIs. Struck out last time up, but let's see what she does here.
Batting in the 4 spot. Slaps it toward the second baseman, and she manages to pick it out of there with the runner in front of her and gets the put out, but good concentration on that ball as the runner came right across as that was coming through there.
And good decision to not try to turn 2 there, just be content with 1 out, especially with a 1-run lead and the way you've been hitting.
So 1 out, and that brings up Brooklyn Toff, the shortstop. She grounded out the first last time up. Takes a strike there.
Toff, a .388 hitter on the year.
That one foul late on that one.
Second on the team with 21 stolen bases on the year. 28 RBIs for 2 triples, 13 doubles. And that's good for second on the team.
All right, now she'd like a single or a double to drive that run and to tie this up.
Anything.
Westwood trails here. High pitch. And 1-2. Katie Brennan coming up every time looking like she might throw down to second.
Yeah.
And then gets the runner back because usually it's not somebody covering. This one slapped toward the left side, and nice play by the third baseman, Kendra Cooper, going back and making the catch as she retreated for out number 2. So big play there. And brings up Brenna Pike, the catcher, who struck out her last time up. And here's where Westwood needs a hit. swing. For strike one. 2-1 Key High in the top of the fourth. Slap toward the first baseman, and she'll pick it up. Dribbles it, but picks it up, and will step on the bag, and that will end the threat. So no runs and one hit, no errors, and one left on base. We'll go to the bottom of the fourth with Key High leading 2-1. A chance to add to that when we come back here on the Iowa Girls High School Athletic Union Mid-American Energy Network.
Here's to everyone who believes in competition and good sportsmanship, who knows it's not about the trophies or the medals, but rather the lessons learned. For those who understand, it's not whether you win or lose, just that you give your best. So go ahead, lace them up, take the field, have fun, and play. For the experience, for the memories, for the love of the game. Shields.
Key High will come to the plate here in the fourth inning. 6, 7, and 8 batters leading 2-1. Dart Danielson, Andrew Banstra here with you. Jimmy Olson on the controls. Here on field one at Fort Dodge as we get the 1A matchup set. Key High and Westwood here playing, and the winner will meet the Sigourney-Clarksville winner. And have they started that game, or did they get the other game over yet over there? The other game's still finishing up. What is it, that 3A game? Yeah, Albia was leading over there in the 7th. But needing to get that one done, and then that was supposed to start at 7:30, but now it's going to be after 8 by the time they get it finished, looks like. And Katie Brennan, the catcher, will lead it off here in the bottom of the fourth inning for Key High. Defending state champs leading here 2-1 in this semifinal 1A. That's outside. Now 5-2 in the bottom of the 7th. Mount Vernon batting to try to come back. And there's ball 2. Well, Caitlin Marty has had problems falling behind pitchers in this last couple innings here, or falling behind the batters, I mean.
She sure has.
And there's low. She goes 3-0 now to the leadoff batter.
Katie Brennan is the catcher and a .417 hitter on the year.
She's holding all the way, and that one's not close outside, so another walk. For Key to lead off, get the base runner on, and Annie Dybert, left fielder, flew out to the second baseman back in the 2nd inning. And her only other at bat. Squares to bunt, puts a nice one down in front. They'll throw over high, but nice stretch, and they throw back to second. And just about had the runner getting off base over there. Brennan. But she advances on the sack. And that brings up Casey Welsh, the designated player. With one out, the runner now in scoring position for Key High. Good stretch by Andy Martin over at first for Westwood. This one driven down the line on the run. Good play by McKenna Harding. As she runs that one down in foul territory for out number 2. Big play there with the second out. And that brings up Sydney Strong, the right fielder, who walked and scored. This one slapped toward the shortstop. Gloves it, turns on her back and throws it and can't get it there. But a great effort out of Brooklyn Toff. Man. And the runner will come in.
Strong with a base hit.
And an absolutely phenomenal effort there by the shortstop on that play. Just couldn't quite get her in time.
And that one hit to the third baseman by Kendra Cooper. She flies out to third to end the inning. But they get one run on one hit and one left on. For Key High, they lead 3-2 with 4 complete. We'll go to the top of the 5th inning here coming up after this on CISN.TV.
Work, play, and everything in between. Stay cool with Carhartt from G&L Clothing. High-performance jackets, tees, and shorts. Whatever you do, you'll be more comfortable in Carhartt. Find it all at the Carhartt store inside G&L Clothing.
G&L Clothing. Your size, your style, we've got it all.
We go to the top of the 5th inning. Westwood now trailing 3-1 as they try to get it correct on the scoreboard here. But good base running by Katie Brennan, who came in. There on that high throw is Alyssa Mendenhall will lead it off here. Takes a ball. Second baseman. Chopper over the head of the pitcher, running down, nice. And nope, dropped it. Looked like it was going to get there and get the out, but I think they'll probably go with an infield single on that, wouldn't you think?
I would have to think that was a very tough play to make, and it looked like it was a bang-bang play either way.
And just hopped over and died, and Wallacer came in from shortstop, tried to throw it over, so they're going to give her a single to Alyssa Mendenhall. Brings up Sam Burkhart, designated player. She struck out her first time up, so 3-1 here. Westwood and attempt at the bunt. And they're having trouble with the scoreboard. They put the run up for Westwood instead of Key, and now they can't get it cleared out of there. You have to get Jimmy Olson over there with his electronic knowledge to work on that. This one's low. This Jimmy gave me a dirty look. I don't know why. No. 1-1, the count here. It's getting late in the day. Swing and a foul ball. Runner runs down, but the ball's dead.
And she has not gone back to first. Okay.
Yeah, she's gonna
have to.
Well, try to sell that. You keep going, you know.
If nobody notices.
Yeah. The pitch is outside.
And you've seen the Westwood runners start to take smaller leads now after that pick throw.
Yeah, Katie Brennan has been jumping up each time, and she picked one runner off. 2-2 pitch here. Swing and a miss, and the high one. And Sam Burkhart goes down swinging for the second time. Out number 1 here in the top of the 5th. Had to bring up Kaylee Stanfield, the right fielder.
Westwood number 1, Callie Stanford. Correction, Stanfield.
Our 5th game here of the day on this diamond, 5 on the other diamond, all the semifinals. Appreciate you joining us. Did she offer or no? Nope. So they'll call that a ball. Here on CISN.TV, our first state softball tournament action for you. That one's high. And hopefully give you a chance to watch some of you that wouldn't be able to get here and see the games. Sorry, what were you going to say there?
Sorry, Stanfield, a .322 hitter on the year.
And offers that one and misses for 2-1. A lot of cars out there, a lot of people here for these two games.
You love to see that.
And then fans waiting for that other one.
Hopefully even more tuned in to CISN.TV.
3 and I got it at 3-1. He has it at 2-2, but I don't know. We'll see what.
No signal from the umpire.
Well, okay, must have been 2-2, and there's run down a steal because that would have been ball 4. So now it's full count. So they got the runner out there at second. Full count on the batter. Number 9 hitter slaps it foul just off the bat. Here. Big moment if they can get a hit. Andrew, get that run across.
Very much so.
Called her out looking. I think she thought that was outside, but got her looking on the full count for out number 2, second strikeout, and that'll bring up the top of the order, Kaylee Tobin.
Up next for Westwood, leadoff hitter, number 5.
I know you got to protect too, but on that 3-2 count, if you can get on base and get that tying run over there, but the umpire said no, it was there, so rang her up, and here comes Tobin, the third baseman.
And Courtney Cooper, when she starts getting strikeouts, they come in bunches. She just, she's had stretches where she's had streaks of strikeouts.
Yeah, the second she struck out the side, swinging the high pitch there.
Swinging right over it.
And really fooled Tobin that time.
Trying to overpower the slow pitch, and that's going to throw you off.
Swinging. That one rolls out, and it'll be a 1-2 count. So she's ahead of the batter here. Gave up a single, then struck out the next 2 batters, and now ahead in the count here, Courtney Cooper. That one's outside. She's placing it, moving it around, keeping them guessing, along with the speeds too.
Oh yeah, she's doing a great job.
And a swing and a miss, and they'll throw down, and that'll be strike out the side here to end the inning. No runs on 1 hit, no errors, and 1 left on base at the end of 4 1/2. 3-1. Key High will go to the bottom of the 5th inning. Coming up right after this.
Why do I look for the seal? It's about trust. Whether I'm buying a car, hiring a contractor, finding a tax preparer, or an honest mechanic, the Better Business Bureau's seal means this business meets high standards. When I see the seal, I know I'll get what I pay for. No more taking chances and no more worries. And I feel good about supporting local businesses. My life is so much easier knowing I can always trust BBB accredited businesses. It pays to look for the seal. See for yourself at bbb.org/Iowa.
Back here at Fort Dodge, Class 1A semifinal. They had to shut the scoreboard completely down, and they're trying to re-enter it to get the right score up there. It should say 3-1, and now it does. They'll have to up the innings because we're in the bottom of the 5th inning here. It'll be the 2-3-4 hitters for Key High as they lead the defending state champions, looking to get back into that title game to face the winner of the game coming up, Sigourney in Clarksville. Over on the other diamond, which is getting started late because of those guys just can't keep their games on time like we can. That's we're gonna have to talk to them. That one's low,
and we can't.
It wasn't low. He raised the right arm.
We can't be here and there.
I know we can't.
Something's got to happen.
Yeah, I know we can't keep them on time and us too, but
we're doing our best.
Yeah. You know, there's one inside low. I will say these games have moved at a pretty good clip here.
Yeah.
But then we've seen some good pitching too. There's a lot of 1, 2, 3 innings these last couple of games that have kept things moving.
Not a whole lot of hits, not a whole lot of runs.
This one driven toward the right side and over to make the play is the right fielder, Kaylee Stanfield, for out number 1. Looked for a minute there like it might be heading for the gap, but Stanfield was on it. That brings up the shortstop, Michaela Walliser. She struck out, walked, and scored a run. And a big cut there.
You said it. That was a very big cut.
Big windmill, wasn't it?
Yep. She would have made contact with that. We may have not found that ball. But she did not, so it's strike 1.
In my younger days, if I were in the stands and she was on the other team, I might have said, thanks for the breeze. That felt good on a hot day. But
not while you're commentating.
No, not when I'm up here neutral and just calling the game. You know, I've become more of an adult maybe. This one fouled off. Some people might argue with that assertion, but a 1 and 2, so Caitlin Mardigan ahead in the count here. Here's the delivery. Driven down the right side over the head of the photographers there and out of play. Caitlin Mardian, Brenna Pike is the catcher, Andy Martin first, Alyssa Mendenhall second, Brooklyn Toff at short, Kaylee Tobin at third base. The outfield right to left, McKenna Harding, Kelsey Schilling, and Kaylee Stanfield for Westwood as they try to battle back. Swing and a miss and off the face mask of the catcher, and she'll go down to first. So strikeout and a pass ball and drop third strike. So an error there. And that brings up Courtney Cooper, who's got 2 singles and had the 2 RBIs. Drove in the 2 runs, I should say. Takes the ball. And 1-0 count. That's low. 2-0.
And Cooper with 2 of the 3 hits thus far in the game for the Keyhawks.
Yep, drove in 2 of the runs, so she goes to 3-0 in the count.
And it's usually a good thing when you have as many hits as the other team does. When you have as many hits as the other team does when you're pitching. So.
And there's a ball. So 4 pitches. She walks her.
Cooper draws a walk.
And sends Walliser down to second.
He now with runners on
First and second. 1 out. And the coach doing a little talking here to Chloe Severson before she comes over to the plate.
Now running at first base for key number 5, Laura Couch.
Puts in Laura Couch to run at first. And the first baseman steps in. Fouls it off.
Chloe Severson now batting for key.
And I'd like to mention something about Severson. Last time she was up, you know, she got a call she didn't like. She just shrugged it off. Showed good sportsmanship. She ends up striking out and hustles off the field. You like to see that type of sportsmanship.
Yeah, that was that pitch that she thought a little outside maybe.
Yeah.
But as you say, she didn't
get mad.
Argue with it, just
shrugs
turn,
it off.
walk
like
back,
that.
and now come back up here. 1-1 count. One out, runner at first. There's a strike. A runner first and second, I should say, as Mardian tries to work out of this again here. And that one's low. 2-2 count.
Severson, a .410 hitter on the year, is 0 for 1 so far in this game. Sack bunt didn't count. 44 RBIs on the year.
She takes a ball there, drives the count to full.
And the last thing you want to do if you're Mardian is walk another batter.
That has been the issue with her today. And that's fouled off. You know, during the regular season, might get away with a little bit of that, but when you get down to the state and such good hitters, it's hard to, get through that when you walk too many.
Yeah, 6 walks so far.
And here's the payoff pitch. Chop foul off her foot.
Took a big hack at that one.
Yeah. Hit it straight down off the foot, I believe. So the runners will have to hold. Runners at first and second, 1 out. Severson steps out, left the runner out at second, tire shoe. And we're ready for action. Key fans in front of us wearing t-shirts on the back. It says "We Believe" and has all the players' numbers inside home plate. Players' names and numbers. And there's a ball, walks her.
Yeah, I saw some shirts earlier that were like green, slime green, and they said like it's not ogre yet. Thought that was kind of clever.
A little play on words.
Yep.
Katie Brennan, the catcher. She grounded out, walked, and then scored a run in the 4th.
And you wonder if you might see a pitching change here.
Well, we'll see. They're coming out to the mound to talk to Caitlin Mardian.
And the next reasonable option you would think would be Sam Burkhart. She has the next most innings behind Mardian, and she has about half the innings. So similar numbers, just about the same ERA, just about if they had thrown the same amount of innings, they would have just about the same amount of earned runs. So, and really just about the same win-loss ratio. So one of them's 20-6, one's 9-3. So pretty similar pitchers numbers-wise.
So Sigourney and Clarksville is underway. The winner of that one over on the other diamond will meet the winner of this one, which in the championship game coming up tomorrow, which if this score holds up at 2:39 p.m. right here on this diamond, it would be Key High facing the winner of that Sigourney-Clarksville matchup. So a little meeting on the mound. And Katie Brennan will step in there, the catcher. And a base hit could pretty well bust this open, wide open here for Key High. And she ducks under pitch for ball 1. Just 1 out with bases loaded. This one fouled back over the screen, right back over.
Must have been a good catch down there.
Yeah, I didn't see.
I didn't either.
Kind of dropped in front of us. I didn't see, but the crowd cheered, so one of the fans must have had some good fingers on the ball. 1-1 count. Slap toward third. She'll step on the bag and delayed throwing to first. So she'll get the run will score and get the put out at third. And fielder's choice. She turned, and I know she saw the runner coming home, but she delayed that throw. I don't know if she would have got her, maybe had a little better chance, but when she hitched in the throw to first, that allowed the Brennan to get over there.
Yeah, with the bases loaded, I thought she was going to go home with that one, but You know, maybe it would have made sense to do what she did. Just the double clutch just kind of made that not work.
And this one gets by the catcher now. Annie Dybert at the plate. And so the runners move up. Let's see if that's a pass ball, maybe. I would say. So Dybert was 1-0. So now runners at second and third, 2 outs. You got the left fielder at the plate. Rips one down the line off the top of the fence there. The foul out of play. And Caitlin Marty gets a new softball. Checks her defense and steps to the rubber. Slap foul again.
And a good catch by a fan, once again. Must run in the family with some of these people.
Probably, yeah. Dybert at 1 and 2 here. And this would be a big out for Mardian if she could get her. Slap right back to Mardian. Come back her, she'll throw it to first. And that will end the inning. Not before they get 1 run on. What do we have? No hits. And 2 left on. Yep. So at the end of 5 complete, Key High 4-1 lead heading to the top of the 6th. It'll be Westwood coming up to bat. The number 2, 3, 4 batters coming up right after this.
That's the main ways we receive our customers now, and after being here 10 years, that has just exploded for us. And that's a big area of our business because people like the way they were treated. The customer experience we can provide is second to none, and we're committed to it, and I'm here to make sure that gets done.
Schottenkirk Chevy on the west end of Hickman, Waukee, WaukeeChevy.com.
Repeat and referral.
We'll go to the top of the 6th inning. Westwood now trailing 4-1 against defending state champions. They got the 2, 3, 4 hitters up. Kelsey Schilling, the center fielder, was hit by a pitch and scored the first run in the first inning. Then flied out to first base in the third. Looking for her first hit here. Slaps a number straight back. It's going to drop. Kick by the catcher, and she turned and ran into the third baseman, and no chance to get that. So a wild infield single there, and maybe that's the spark that they needed here.
That's one of those ones that looks like it had enough backspin on it. It may have gone foul, but you're not really thinking about that in that moment when you're trying to rush to get him out. But
pitcher and third baseman and catcher all converged on it real quickly, and they didn't give it a chance to roll. But there's a pitch outside to Caitlin Marty in the pitcher. She would like nothing more than to help her cause, would slap a hit out there. Low, throw down. And Katie Brennan picked off 1 runner today.
And she's tried it a whole lot of times, and she's gotten it close a lot.
That one's outside again. Goes to 3-0 against Mardian.
And last game we saw a pitcher really help out her own cause. Let's see if it can't happen again. Maybe not quite in the same fashion, but at least keep this inning going.
And I don't see it. Oh, that's how. I think is that the first walk today?
Yeah, it looks like it in my scorebook.
Yep, that's the first one I have for Courtney Cooper here. So walks Mardian. Put runners at first and second, and the tying run to the plate with no outs here in the top of the 6th inning. We'll see, can Westwood get the rally going?
And then now the tying run is up to bat, and it's who you want it to be. It has 49 RBIs on the year, does Andrea Martin. batting 448.
Andy Martin, 0 for 2 today. Strikeout and a ground out. A little slap. And right to the pitcher. It advances the runners, and not quite a bunt, not quite a full slap. Kind of a half swing, but it advances the runners to second and third. And with one out, brings up Brooklyn Toth, the shortstop, who's grounded out and flied out. 0 for 2 today. Squares to bunt, misses it. And boy, Brennan isn't afraid to look at throwing down to third either, is she?
No.
She came up with the arm cocked, ready to fire down there to third base.
And the center fielder came in and covered second just in case you wanted to back pick.
And swing and a miss. 0-2 on top. You know, here's where you'd like to not leave these runners stranded, get a hit through there and get at least one in, cut that lead in half here in the 6th inning.
And you need to do it in this at bat, or at least you'd like to.
That one's high and outside.
Just about the same pitch as before, just a little bit more high and outside. You don't want to give her anything she can really touch 0-2. Maybe get her to chase if she's a little aggressive, which it seemed like she was on that 0-1 swing.
Slaps this one into the gap. That'll score a run. Runner coming around third. They're going to send her. She hesitated. She'll slide in there safe.
And what a big clutch hit that was from Brooklyn Toth. That was absolutely phenomenal.
So she gets a base hit and goes to second on the throw and scores Schilling and Mardian. So we've got a ball game here, 4-3 with one out. And man, the runner at third, Andrew, she hesitated and then went, and thankfully for her, that throw came in a little and the catcher had to go low to get it, but she got in there. I thought she was going to get picked off easily coming home.
You know, I don't blame her for hesitating. I'm surprised the coach sent her. That was a bold move, and it really paid off.
Yeah, I think though, if she'd have come right around without putting the brakes on, she probably would have scored. It might have been, I think she would have got in easily. But this one, here's one driven towards center. Center fielder is right there, so the runner at second can't tag. Fly to center for out number 2 by Brenna Pike, the catcher.
And you'd really like to get this run in. You don't want to have to get something going in the 7th inning. It's hard to get something going against a great pitcher like this. You already have a runner in scoring position, and you'd really like to drive her in here.
Brings up Alyssa Mendenhall, who singled her last time up. She's 1 for 2 on the day. As we got a whole new ball game here, 1-run game. Slaps it toward the shortstop. She'll throw to first, and a dig out over there at first by Chloe Severson. And a big play to cut off the rally that they plate 2 runs here on 1-2 hits. And at the end of 5.5, it's 4-3. Key, they'll come up to bat in the bottom of the 6th inning. That's coming up after this on CISN.TV.
This is Iowa. And here, we don't just dream of a better tomorrow, of a smarter way to do business or live, of perseverance and progress. We inspire it in others. We challenge the conventional, reimagine what it means to be better, and then dare ourselves to make it great. This is Iowa. And here, we don't just dream, we make history.
Back here at Fort Dodge, Westwood has cut the lead to 1. Heading into the bottom of the 6th inning, it'll be the 8-9 hitters for Key High coming to the plate, and then the top of the order. And a big rally there. Andrew, we're talking about it. You didn't want to leave base runners out there, and they were able to get a key hit to drive in a couple runs. Had one more runner out there that they left stranded, but 4-3 looks a little better than 4-1. If you can close them off here and go into the 7th, then you just one run to tie.
It sure does, but you got to get something going right away. You have your 8-9-1 coming up. You need the bottom of your order to step up big.
Pitch is outside to Casey Welch, designated player, leading off the bottom of the 6th inning. This one driven out right center. It's going to get in the gap, go to the fence. She's on her wheels and slides into second. Leadoff double for Casey Welch.
And Welsh has flown out twice so far in this game. You know, hitting 257 on the year, couldn't come up bigger in a spot like that.
So Key answers right away with a double here, and that brings up Sydney Strong, the right fielder. They walked and scored and singled. So she's 1 for 1. Now another conference at the mound here.
And I think if I'm coach right now, I'm telling them, you know, we have the momentum right now. They may have had a big hit, but don't let them suck the momentum out of you.
Got to talk about it defensively. Where are you going to go with that? You don't want them to gain a run back either here heading into the 7th. If you could close it off and come back in batting down just 1 in the top of the 7th. We'll see what happens after the meeting on the mound with Caitlin Mardigan. And here's the delivery. That comes in high. And 1-0. Runner at second, no outs. Swing and a miss. So Westwood not going down quietly anyway here.
No, and yeah, that's a great thing to see in the state tournament. You can never give up, and you love to see the fight here.
This one slapped into the gap in right center. The runner will come around. Oh, and it's going to be a tough chance to try to run that down, and that'll push the lead back up there.
Just barely overran it, but she did end up not letting it go past her, grabbed it with the bare hand. That was really good.
Held the runner at first at least. That was Sydney Strong with the RBI single. Brings up the top of the order Kendra Cooper. So back to a 2-run lead for Key. And still no outs as that ball's high and outside. So Key responding here with a run after giving up 2. Cut the lead down. Cut it down to 1, now back up to 2. As we go 1-1 count here. It's the leadoff batter, Kendra Cooper. He's flown out twice. And there's a strike. Caught that outside corner.
And Mardian's really gotten back into her groove. She had a couple walks there, but now she's riding the momentum from last inning. And, you know, you've let up a run here, but you got to play damage control.
That one's outside. 2-2. Yeah, got a little bit of that run support back and trying to bear down and shut it off here. Swing and a miss. Struck her out. Round number 1. So 1 out. The runner at first brings up Nikki Wood, the center fielder. He was grounded out, flown out twice. Flown out the shortstop and the center field. Or she struck out. This one is a looper towards center field, and that'll be caught.
And we talked about how that Westwood bottom of the lineup really needs to come up big, and that's exactly what happened for Key in this inning. The bottom of their lineup produced a run, an insurance run in a big spot. So see if Westwood can do it next inning and if they can stop the bleeding here with 2 down and 1 on.
Walliser in, fouls it off the first pitch. And she scored 2 runs today. That one's fouled off. Oh, and 2. This one fouled off.
And good job rebounding after letting up those back-to-back hits, allowing the run. Now kind of rolling through the top of this key order and giving a little bit of momentum back to Westwood.
And that's inside runner going down. She's there on the stolen base. I guess Walliser was on before, struck out with the drop. 3rd strike, and she went down the first, ended up scoring. So there was one of those things that ended up hurting Westwood too. And she had the strikeout, but ball got away.
Those free passes, they always come back to bite you.
That's fouled off.
Yet another good catch by a fan.
Now you just got to work on this batter with 2 outs. A runner at second doesn't mean anything.
I was about to say, don't even think about the runner in scoring position. Just worry about the out. Try to keep it low, get a ground ball here, and, you know, get out of this inning.
1-2 count, 2 outs, runner at second. Key High leading 5-3, trying to get back into the state title game again and defend. That one's high.
But Westwood's really given them a good battle here in this game, not quitting.
This one driven towards center field, that deep, and gone. Home run, Michaela Walliser.
And Walliser, how about that? She absolutely smoked that ball, gave it perfect contact, perfect launch angle, and that one was out of here in a hurry.
A 2-run home run by Walliser makes it 7-3. And just when it looked like maybe Westwood had a chance to shut this down and come in, only trailing by 2 runs. Now it's back up to a 4-run lead here. Brings up Courtney Cooper. And deep center field over the fence by Walliser. She scored 3 of their runs today.
Yeah, she's really played a good game, and she scored one of them on a walk, scored another on a drop 3rd strike, and then hit a home run. So free passes, and
she's, if nothing else, she scores in a variety of ways.
She sure does. She sure does.
Wow. It's a ball to Courtney Cooper, the pitcher. Drives this one toward the right side. Oh, and just got the first baseman turned around over there, Andy Martin, and she couldn't draw a bead on that.
And good job here responding by Key. You know, you're not just settling. They see that Westwood has some life, and they just come back with their own run production.
It's a 1-on-1 count. And that one is a ball. Another ball, 3-1.
And we talked about it earlier. You can tell how good of a hitter they are by how they take, and you can tell because her backside's getting going when she's taking, and shows you she really gets into it with her legs.
This one driven towards center. That one's going to hang up there, and that'll be the out. Out number 3, but not before they get 3 runs on 3 hits. The big one, the home run, that drove in 2 And we go to the top of the 7th, 7-3. Key High could advance to the title game again if they shut down Westwood here in the top of the 7th. We'll come back with that right after this.
Here's to everyone who believes in competition and good sportsmanship, who knows it's not about the trophies or the medals, but rather the lessons learned. For those who understand, it's not whether you win or lose, just that you give your best. So go ahead, lace them up, take the field, have fun, and play. For the experience, for the memories, for the love of the game. Shields.
We'll go to the top of the 7th inning. Westwood now needing 4 runs to keep this alive here. And there'll be the 8th, 9th batter, then the top of the order, Sam Burkhart, who struck out twice, will come to the plate against Courtney Cooper. And that's how you win championships, Andrew. You respond. This one hit to first base, and she'll step on it. And an unassisted put out by the first baseman for out number 1.
Yeah, great play there by the first baseman, being ready for that ground ball. An even better job by the pitcher, Cooper, doing a good job there to keep the ball low and keeping your cool in this situation, not trying to do too much, just keep doing what she's been doing all game.
Next up for Westwood, number 1, Callie Stanfield.
And that'll bring up Callie Stanfield. He's 0 for 2 today. Takes a ball.
And we talked about at the bottom of your lineup really has to produce so the top of your lineup can get it going. They can't do it all by themselves. You know, it's been hard to come by hits today anyways, so everybody's got to produce.
And there's outside ball 2. Well, I misspoke about that. She walked her first time up and then struck out, so 0 for 1.
Okay.
So she did walk. This one is fouled off. Again, sometimes I have a hard time reading my own score. But she got picked off is what happened.
Okay.
She walked. She was the one that was the pick-off victim over there.
Okay. Oof. That's a tough pitch to take.
Fans wanted that one. 2-2 the count, 1 out here. Foul, and the third baseman just can't get over there to it, Kendra Cooper. As the sun setting here. Going down slowly. Fort Dodge, the lights are on. 2-2, that one makes it a full count. So, as you say, if Stanfield could coax a walk out here, any base runners help.
Yeah, that's exactly right, and especially to get back to the top of the order here.
Here's the payoff pitch. Slapped over the pitcher, up through the middle. Well, a walk or a base hit, either one, and there's a base hit for Stanfield. So, keeping things alive with 1 out. Brings up Callie Tobin, who is 0 for 3 today. And looking for the leadoff hitter to get on track. Oh, it's low.
That one just slipped out of the catcher's glove as she tried to come up, and it's probably a good idea she didn't go on that, especially with the catcher's arm, and you can't risk anything in this situation.
No, you need base runners.
Right.
And so you don't want to get picked off again. That one bounces on the way in.
Must have just slipped, but, you know, Westwood will take anything they can get at this point.
And sometimes you get that adrenaline, you want to fire it in there hard, and you lose the grip on it as you want to finish this off here with 1 out. Just 2 outs away for Key High from getting back to the championship game. That one's outside. Ball 3.
You really like the composure of the pitcher, Courtney Cooper. She's not phased. She looks like, and she has, but you can tell she's been here before. And she's very composed, doing a great job out there. Doesn't even look nervous.
And there's a strike on the outside corner, taken all the way. on 3-0. Moves it to 3-1. And I guess Callie Tobin here is going to be real particular. She knows she needs to get on base. And she does with the walk. So 2 aboard.
Tying run comes on deck now.
And Kelsey Schilling is on. She was hit by a pitch and scored the first run, grounded out to first and singled and scored in the last inning.
373 hitter on the year. Center fielder for this Westwood team.
And there's a strike call. So with 1 out, they got the tying run in the hole here. If they can get, she can get on base. Looks, squares, pulls back, 1-1.
And you'd love to get one more base runner to bring up your 3-hole hitter who's hitting 445 on the year, your pitcher, Mardian.
This one's slapped foul. 1-2. Looked like somebody hit it out of the park on the other side over there.
Yeah, looks like it. Can't quite tell who it was, though. I mean, what team, I should say.
Looks like the visitors up 1-0. We'll see here. Jimmy Olsen's looking on that for us. That's outside.
That's a tough pitch to take, 1-2.
Evens the count at 2-2. Makes it Sigourney 2-1 over Clarksville, the top of the second. The winner plays the winner of this one tomorrow in the championship. Class 1A here, semifinal. And inside, runs the count full again.
We've seen a lot of full counts today out of Courtney Cooper.
Yeah, she's run the 3-ball counts on every batter here so far. End up walking one and gave up a single to the other. Slapped it, just protecting there, fouled it off.
And great job fouling that one off.
Kelsey Schilling, the center fielder, trying to keep this alive for Westwood rather. As they're down 7-4 with 1 out here, top of the 7. Key trying to close it out, get back to the championship. Swing and a miss, struck her out. Out number 2, Key high and out away now for moving on to the title game tomorrow.
But not if Caitlin Mardian has anything to do with it.
Nope, the pitcher comes up. She's reached on an error, singled, and walked and scored. Walked and scored in the last inning. And here we go. Two outs. Runners at first and second for Westwood. Pitch is outside. That one's inside. 2-0.
And if I'm Mardian right here, if I get anything good on 2-0, I'm swinging away.
That's a strike. 2-1. Cooper takes a big breath, steps back up. Pitcher on pitcher here. 2-1 pitch. Swing and got a piece of it.
And a big swing on that one, trying to tie it up with one swing of the bat. Not quite tie it up.
Tie it up, yeah. Bring
Close.
it within 1. Drive in some runs one way or the other here.
And the runner advanced to third on that one. The crowd's trying to argue that was a foul ball. And
yeah, it was. So they'll send her back.
And I don't think anybody would have noticed if nobody said anything.
Callie Stanfield went down.
Just
2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs here. 2 runners on. Pitch way outside. Runs the count full again. Done that with
She likes to keep it exciting.
4 out of 5 batters here in this inning. 3-2 pitch. Strike called on the outside corner. That's the ball game. Key High will advance to the title game to defend tomorrow against the winner of Sigourney and Clarksville. So no runs on one hit, 2 runners left on here. The final, Key High downs Westwood 7-3 to advance again to the title game. That'll play tomorrow at 2:39 right here on this diamond, and Westwood will play in the runner-up matchup tomorrow at 1:30 on this diamond against the winner of the Sigourney-Clarksville game, which Sigourney was leading 2-1 in the top of the second over there. So anyway, Andrew, well, a good game by Key High to hold them off. They held off the rally, but give Westwood credit. They gave them all they could handle here for quite a while.
They really did, and Key, just from last year and coming into this game statistically, they were better, and I think Westwood played a really, really good game, gave them a really good fight, and never quit. It was a really fun game to watch.
All right, the final here in this semifinal, 7-3. Thanks to Andrew and Jimmy Olson here working the controls today. Trent Condon also joining us for some of these ball games. Appreciate you watching here on the Iowa Girls High School Athletic Union Mid-American Energy Network. That's going to wrap it up here on CISN.TV.
This is Iowa. And here, we don't just dream of a better tomorrow, of a smarter way to do business or live, of perseverance and progress. We inspire it in others. We challenge the conventional, reimagine what it means to be better, and then dare ourselves to make it great. This is Iowa, and here, we don't just dream, we make history. This is Iowa, and here, we don't just...
Here's to everyone who believes in competition and good sportsmanship, who knows it's not about the trophies or the medals, but rather the lessons learned. For those who understand, it's not whether you win or lose, just that you give your best. So go ahead, lace them up, take the field, have fun, and play. For the experience, for the memories, for the love of the game, Shields.
Work, play, and everything in between. Stay cool with Carhartt from G&L Clothing. High-performance jackets, tees, and shorts. Whatever you do, you'll be more comfortable in Carhartt. Find it all at the Carhartt store inside G&L Clothing.
G&L Clothing. Your size, your style, we've got it all.
For the Seal, it's about trust. Whether I'm buying a car, hiring a contractor, finding a tax preparer, or an honest mechanic, the Better Business Bureau Seal means this business meets high standards. When I see the seal, I know I'll get what I pay for. No more taking chances and no more worries. And I feel good about supporting local businesses. My life is so much easier knowing I can always trust BBB accredited businesses. It pays to look for the seal. See for yourself at bbb.org/Iowa.
And word of mouth. That's the main ways we receive our customers now, and after being here 10 years, that has just exploded for us. And that's a big area of our business because people like the way they were treated. The customer experience we can provide is second to none, and we're committed to it, and I'm here to make sure that gets done.
Schottenkirk Chevy on the west end of Hickman, Waukee, WaukeeChevy.com.
Repeat.